That's what it's all about down there in the mixing bowl.
Every dough is different and it's quite unique. For instance, our sourdoughs don't have any yeast in them, or no brewer's yeast. It has wild yeast. It's completely natural.
This is our starter. So this is Loaf. This is where it started. So this is 10 years old now. It's brewing away. You can see it's bubbling. It's fermenting.
And that's made from just flour, water, and grapes. And that just bubbles away, and we continuously feed it. So that's quite a unique product, and the flavour just develops and gets better and better over time.
And that's really what Loaf's about. We've got flour, we've got our natural yeast. Just going to add a bit of water in, set the mixer to do what it needs to do, and then we're in business.
One thing that we did was making sure that we use separate doughs for separate products. So we didn't come along and produce one dough and then just cut it up and make different products out of it.
So on the bench right now we're doing Turkish pide. So they're 200 grams, they're roughly moulded, put into cloths, then they'll go through a proving process. We don't put it through machines to weigh it because it would damage the dough. So it's all about being delicate and just handling it a little bit better.
In the process is quite a bit of pre-work that's been done. A ciabatta is sort of a 25, 28 hour dough. At certain times it's folded, which creates strength and flavour and all these things and texture, to give the bread the shape and, crust and the shininess inside.
So on this rack we've got a couple of different things happening. Up here we've got small goods, so we've got Turkish foldovers and focaccia foldovers. There's a little bit of Turkish pide going down here. So these are garlic knots sitting here. Now what they're doing is they're proving away in the cloths, waiting to go to the oven, all right?
It gets proofed and then we turned onto a big wooden shovel, I suppose, in layman's terms, and then just shoveled into the oven straight onto stone.
So these are our stone deck ovens. At the moment in here we've got some San Francisco sourdoughs baking away. So you can see that they've been slid directly onto the stones and they're taking all the heat straight from these rocks. This one particular dough's done with the natural starter. So that's from our wild yeast starter that's made that, given it all its life. If you can have a look, see how they're sort of cutting up and they're baking on the bottom. Every loaf will be slightly different.
So you get quite a unique loaf every time. They'll never be the same. I mean, that's why we call ourselves handcrafted, The whole idea is, why do you want to buy square bread? Because if you do, just get a loaf from the supermarket.
Over here, this is our rack ovens, or our big rack ovens. It spins around and convection bakes, so it's all done by hot air. All our dinner rolls, our paninis, our Turkish foldovers, all our croissants and pastries, all done in this style of baking. So that's just finished its cycle. Extremely hot.
We started with your basics of what people want, and then we've just added from there, it's been really customer driven.
So as you can see, these are croissants that have just come out the oven. The unique thing about what we do is they're all 100% butter. A lot of places use margarines and things like that. We use butter for flavour, and butter is butter. You can't replace it with anything. All our pastries are handcrafted as well, so why don't we shoot on down and have a look. Loaf started with bread and we've introduced pastry to bring into a retail. So talking about the handcrafting, we've got mini Christmas tarts getting ready to go to the oven. Here every single top is cut by hand. As you can see, they all look different. Here's the finished product of the Christmas mince tarts. Do you want one? Yeah, rock and roll. Shall I have one too? Yeah, just get into it. Cheers. All right. Hey, very good.